What's up, everybody? This is Tech G back with another video to help you successfully pass the CompTIA A+ 1201 certification exam. So let's get into it. The digital world runs on communication, and just like humans use languages to exchange ideas, computers, they rely on protocols and ports to talk to each other over networks. So if you're preparing for the CompTIA A+ exam, one of the key concepts you need to grasp is the difference between TCP or Transmission Control Protocol and User Datagram Protocol or UDP, including how they relate to commonly used network ports and services. And this video is going to provide the detailed breakdown of TCP versus UDP and explore the most important ports and protocols that every IT technician should know. So with that being said, let's go. All right, so before jumping into specific ports and their functions, it's important to understand the difference between TCP and UDP, which are two foundational protocols that operate at the transport layer or layer 4 of the OSI model. So let's talk about TCP. So TCP or Transmission Control Protocol. This is a connection-oriented protocol, which means it establishes a reliable connection between two devices before transmitting data. So what this thing does, it ensures reliability because the data is delivered in the correct order. It does error checking, so TCP performs checks to detect and resend corrupted data, and it does flow control, so it manages how data is sent to prevent overwhelming the receiver. And TCP is essentially used when accurate delivery of data is more important than speed. All right, next we have what is called User Datagram Protocol or UDP. And this is a connectionless protocol that sends data without establishing a reliable connection. It is faster than TCP, it is lightweight, and it has minimal overhead, and it is unreliable, meaning there is no guarantee of data order or delivery. In UDP, this is used in scenarios where speed is essential, such as streaming, gaming, or real-time communication. All right, so let's talk about some common TCP and UDP ports and protocols. So network services, they rely on specific ports and protocols to function. And ports and protocols, they facilitate communication between devices on a network. So we're going to go over the most important ports and their associated protocols as outlined in the CompTIA A+ exam objectives. And the first one is File Transfer Protocol or FTP. And this uses ports TCP20 for data and TCP21 for control. Now, the purpose is it is used for transferring files between systems. Now, FTP, this requires authentication and supports multiple file operations. However, it is not encrypted by default, which is why secure alternatives like SFTP or FTPS are often preferred. Next is Secure Shell or SSH, and this uses TCP port 22, and its purpose is it provides secure remote access and file transfer. Now, SSH is widely used by admins to remotely manage Linux servers and network devices securely via the command line. And then we have Telnet, and this uses port TCP23, and its purpose is it provides remote access to devices mainly for configuration. And Telnet, this provides command line access, but it lacks encryption, making it obsolete in most modern environments, which prefer to use SSH. And then we have Simple Mail Transfer Protocol or SMTP, and this uses TCP port 25. And this is used for sending email from clients to servers or between mail servers. And SMTP is essentially for outgoing mail services, but you have secure variants that use ports like 587, which is SMTPS. Then we have DNS or the domain name system, and this uses TCP and UDP port 53. UDP port 53, this is used for standard queries, and TCP port 53, this is used for zone transfers and responses that are too large for UDP. And its purpose is this resolves domain names to IP addresses. So DNS, this is vital for accessing websites and services on the internet using human-friendly names. All right, next we have what is called the Dynamic Host Configuration Protocol or DHCP, and this uses UDP port 67 on the server side and UDP port 68 on the client side. And this automatically assigns IP addresses to devices. So DHCP, this reduces manual configuration by assigning IP addresses, gateways, and DNS settings dynamically. Then we have what is called HTTP or Hypertext Transfer Protocol, and this uses TCP port 80. And basically this transfers web pages from servers to browsers. Now, HTTP, this is used for loading websites, and this is the foundation of data communication on the web. However, it is not secure on its own. All right, next we have what is called Post Office Protocol version 3 or POP3, and this uses TCP port 110, and this retrieves email from a server and downloads it to a client. So POP3, this is a simple mail retrieval protocol that typically removes the message from the server after you download it. And then we have what is called IMAP, or Internet Message Access Protocol. And this uses TCP port 143, and this retrieves email while keeping it on the server. So IMAP allows users to manage email messages directly on the server, enabling access from multiple devices. All right, and the next protocol we have is called NetBIOS or NetBT, and this uses UDP port 137 for the name service, UDP port 138 for the datagram service, and TCP port 139 for the session service. And basically, this is a legacy Microsoft file and printer sharing protocol. So NetBIOS has largely been replaced by a protocol called SMB, but some environments may still use these ports. And then we have what is called the Lightweight Directory Access Protocol or LDAP, and this uses TCP port 389. And basically, this provides access and maintains distributed directory information services. So LDAP, this is commonly used in Active Directory environments for authentication and directory lookups. Then we have what is called Hypertext Transfer Protocol Secure or HTTPS. And this uses TCP port 443, and this is for secure web traffic using SSL TLS or Secure Sockets Layer Transport Layer Security. Now, HTTPS, this encrypts communication between the web browser and a server, ensuring data privacy and security. The next we have what is called SMB or Server Message Block or the Common Internet File System or CIFS. And this uses TCP port 445, and this is a Windows-based file sharing, printer sharing, and communication protocol. And SMB is essential in enterprise environments for accessing shared files and resources. And then we have what is called RDP or Remote Desktop Protocol, and this uses TCP port 3389. And this allows users to remotely access the desktop or server GUI or graphical user interface. And RDP, this is widely used for remote support and administration of Windows systems. All right, so here is a quick comparison table of TCP versus UDP to help you all understand what's going on with these two protocols right here. So go ahead and screenshot this and get it in your life. Let's quickly talk about why does any of this actually matter for the CompTIA A+ exam? Well, understanding the purpose of these protocols and the differences between TCP and UDP is crucial for anyone pursuing a career in IT support or networking. So the CompTIA A+ exam, this expects you to identify which ports are associated with which protocols, whether the protocols use TCP, UDP, or both, and they expect you to know the general purpose or function of each protocol. And here on your screen is a cheat sheet to help you memorize all of these ports and their protocol numbers and what they do. So once again, go ahead and screenshot this and get it in your life. All right, so let me go ahead and wrap all this up. So as you prepare for the CompTIA A+ exam, mastering ports and protocols, this will help you troubleshoot real-world networking problems and communicate more effectively with your team. So whether you're diagnosing why a computer isn't getting an IP address or ensuring a secure web connection, knowing your TCP and UDP basics, this will make you a more capable IT professional. Now, with all of that being said, let's go ahead and do some check on learning. So our first question is, which of the following protocols uses port 443 and provides secure communication over the web? Is it HTTPS, FTP, HTTP, or Telnet? And the correct answer is HTTPS or Hypertext Transfer Protocol Secure. And once again, this operates on TCP port 443 and is used to provide encrypted and secure communication between a web browser and a web server. HTTP, which operates on port 80, this is not secure. FTP, which uses ports 20 and 21, this is used for file transfers. And Telnet, which uses port 23, this is for remote command line sessions, but it is not secure. All right, so our next question is, which protocol uses UDP ports 67 and 68 and is responsible for dynamically assigning IP addresses to devices? Is it DNS, DHCP, SMTP, or IMAP? And the correct answer is DHCP, or the Dynamic Host Configuration Protocol. And once again, this uses UDP port 67 on the server side and 68 on the client side to automatically assign IP addresses and other network configurations to devices. DNS uses UDP port 53 and sometimes TCP for name resolution. SMTP uses port 25, and this is used for sending emails. And IMAP, which uses port 143, this is used for retrieving emails from a server. And our final question is, which of the following correctly pairs the protocol with TCP as its transport layer protocol? Would it be DNS, TFTP, DHCP, or FTP? And the correct answer is this will be FTP, or File Transfer Protocol, which uses TCP ports 20 and 21 to ensure reliable connection-oriented file transfers between clients and servers. DNS just primarily uses UDP port 53, but TCP is used for large queries and zone transfers. TFTP, this uses UDP port 69, and DHCP, this uses UDP port 67 and 68.